speaker to the stage. Welcome, Katherine Kim Mullins. So happy to have you here.
Haley, I love Women Entrepreneurs Network. I love what you stand for. I love you, as you know. And I have to say, you've put together a really nice lineup today because I'm just going to speak to this. This helped me launch a business, this grief component that put me into an
Absolutely.
emotional breakdown. So I'm not going to speak about that today, but I want to thank Creelan for sharing because grief doesn't have a time frame and it stacks up and hits you in every area. So, the same thing I'm going to
It
speak
does.
to, it really speaks to this as well. It's always about awareness. And
Mhm.
don't wait too long to say, I need help. I need help.
Right. Absolutely. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and give you the stage while my dog goes stealing treats from behind me.
I'd
And
like to be there with that dog. I know your
I
dogs. I
know, right? We'll make that happen soon.
okay. Thank you.
She wants to snuggle with you too.
Mhm. Well,
She wants to snuggle with you too.
oh, that is adorable. Beautiful family. And your animals are a big part of it for all of us.
Thank you.
So today I'm here and I'm going to speak to, and Haley's really good with us because you know our community, you know what everybody's talking about, you know what I'm up to, add value for all of you. So I hope this topic touches you. It's how to grow your business by knowing who you are. And really, I want to say hi. I'm Katherine Kim Mullen. I'm a business strategist, consultant, and investor in businesses. And why I said just now, the reason I do what I do is exactly getting to the point that you are aware. So with Sage Navigation, those are a lot of the things we work with. So let me go on to say thank you, Haley Gray and Women's Entrepreneur Network for inviting me and taking time for all of you to invest what I consider, and I have a real estate background, so I consider your prime real estate, your mind. And investing your time, is something you don't get back. So I appreciate it, I value it, and I've put together some stuff that can make impact. Don't look for a lot of things, look for one thing that you can apply to move forward. On April 20th to 22nd with the summit is focusing on traffic and funnels, which inspired me on my topic today, right? Grow your business by knowing who you are because it all starts with you. So, my wish for you is that what you get today helps you prepare so when you do go to this summit and you are learning about your branding and your business and moving it forward and the sales, you'll be ready and you'll say, "Oh, this is me." Because Haley Gray put this together, focusing on, as she puts it, put a spotlight on you. Take the lampshade off, as Brandon Bay says, shine really bright, and put the spotlight on you, as Haley Gray says. It's all about you. So I'm here. What can you expect today? I reference two things in the title of this talk today. Firstly, I'll briefly share a little bit about growing your business. Haley Summit's going to help you more with that. But I'm going to talk to the part that I relay before the growing your business. My main focus is my second point, which is who you are. And third, how knowing who you are, knowing how that'll impact your growth. Because we're all here for business and we have a goal. What is it? Otherwise, why are you in business? So the first point was growing your business. And I really want to take just a brief second on this, really, a moment, not more. Because there's three areas that I think, and there's more that it can be, but it starts with one, growing your business. Does that mean having more people to you? Just more people, more people, more people, for whatever reason. Doesn't mean making more sales. Because I can tell you, I've consulted in a business where the sales were fabulous. I'm going to give you an example of the numbers. Sales of over $1 million, selling items of $5 to $10 a piece. So if you do the math, that's a lot of items that you have to sell. And that's a lot of success, unless you were looking at your profitability, because the profitability was in a minus 1.5 million. What does that mean? Not making money, losing money. So when you're growing your business, you need people to sell to. You need sales. However, you need to look. What type of sales do they look like? And Haley and what they're doing is going to focus more on that. That's where you go. You want to know about those components. I'm not the expert in those components, but I can give you what can help you get there. I am aware. People, sales, profitability. We'll come back a little bit after. The second point that I want to talk about is who you are. And this I would scream if I could. Not what you are. Not what you are. So many people describe the what. I am. I am a business person. That's not who I am. That's something I do. So who am I at my core? Who do I bring everywhere I go? So I have different masks that I put on. When you meet me and I'm meditating, I'm in this place of peace, and my goal and my purpose is quiet, calm peace. I'm not very quiet. I'm really outgoing. Not outgoing where, like, just, I love life. So I'll walk down the street and talk to anybody and everybody. When I'm in business and I have my hair potentially tied back and I'm very serious and I'm talking finance and I'm talking legal and I'm talking business, my mask is not the person that's at the gym working out, focusing on my body. Or I just want you to get that they're masks, they're costumes we wear as we go. And sometimes what happens is when we're dressed up in our business attire or our gym attire or our just chilling reading a book under a tree attire, we believe that's who we are. But what we really look for, what we want to look for, is what's beneath that. And now it's like, what do you mean? What is all this about? If you get to know who you are, that's the part you carry no matter where you go. Okay? I'm creative. Whether I'm putting structure in a real estate transaction or I'm structuring a retreat, whatever I'm doing, I'm creative. That's who I am. I am kind. Whether I am in my personal life or my business life, I'm always kind. Who am I? What are my values? Because if I don't know what my values are, how do you know what my value is? And there's a lot of words, and I'm going to respect my time. I want to give you just concepts that you want to think about. And for me, something that is very interesting. So I do send out a newsletter, and this week's newsletter is really because it's St. Patrick's Day. I sent it out on Friday. And people would say my whole life, you're so Irish. And I would say, what is that so Irish? What does that mean? Well, you're so Irish. What does it mean? And I would be like, well, I'm Canadian. I was born in Montreal, but my 4 grandparents came from Ireland. My heritage has a lot of influence around the foods, around the entertainment, around the storytelling. So much of me is in my DNA, is part of who I am. But I'm not only that. And you're not only your heritage. You're not only what people told you were. You're not only the jobs you took on. When we were just recently doing an event at Sage called One Word, Discover Your Superpower and Your Superhero. And one of the things I'll say about it is people sometimes pick a word thinking that's who they are. But when you peel the onion and you dive a little deeper, you find out, what is it? I'm a mother. Well, what does it mean to be a mother? I'm an entrepreneur. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? What characteristics that you have that make you a great entrepreneur or a great mother or a great whatever you're doing? because those characteristics are what you bring to every part of you that make you feel imposter, make you feel success. But knowing who you are is really valuable. And I'll think about Brandon Bayes really does a great exercise on that. I went to a retreat with her, and she dives really deep. And she asks a simple question. You can do this with yourself. She said, "Who are you?" Mm, don't stop there. Who are you? So you'll start out, who are you? I'm a woman. That's obvious. Who are you? I'm a mother. Well, I have a child. Who are you? I own a business, so I'm a business person. Who are you? And go long enough that all of a sudden you find out, I am love. I am. I am blessed with a good mind. What does that look like? I'm quick. I'm resourceful. Those are all descriptions of who I am. But when you go through the process, you find out your value. Imagine understanding who you are and your value when you go. And we're all here in Entrepreneur Network, so we're going to do business. It's your competitive advantage, who you are, because there is only one you. Maybe two people are accountants, but they're not you. So I'm going to ask you to take the time not to look at the definition, not the labels, but really dive deeper into that. And why do you want to do that? How knowing you impacts your growth? Well, it'll help you when you know what you want, that you bring that to the table. It will connect you. It'll connect you with yourself and connect you with others. You will identify other people. It's not only who you are. Once you figure out this is who I am, now you're going to find out who you want to do business with. And you won't waste your time moving forward. You're going to find out, well, who I am. Well, who I am is a business person. If I'm doing business, you know what? Making money isn't a bad thing, right? It's just a tool and a resource to get what you want. So it really permits you to, even while you wear your mask, put on your costume, get dressed up for whatever role you're playing, it permits you to be yourself. And where do I see it work in business? I remember we were at, I don't know where I was. I was somewhere and I was about to do business. I was looking for a plumber and it was a hockey rink. And while I was there, I was looking for a plumber. There were a few plumbers in the hockey rink because as soon as people know you're looking. But this one plumber had a lot in common with me. He loved spirituality. He loved meditating. He was open to it. So how do you think it was when I had to choose who I wanted to pay to do the work was? I wanted to pay the person that connected with me. So knowing who you are and bringing that to everywhere you go does that for you. So it permits you to connect to who you want to serve. So I'm going to end this up by saying, one, I spoke about growing your business. Growing your business, when you walk in to someone that understands marketing, and Haley can speak to this much better than I can. I hope when she pops in, she'll add something to this. But when she has a client that says, this is who I am, and she goes to brand you, she is going to brand you with what you're doing. And imagine the power of that. And it's very easy to figure that out. Who are you? This is going to allow you to connect. Now, when you do this, I'm going to give you a little work exercise when I leave. And you may enjoy that. It'll get you in a position to know yourself a little better. Because while we wear those masks, we start to believe them. We start to believe them. My mom would say to me, if I'm very emotional. So I would be emotional. And she said to me, will you put your business hat on? Go in there, go to bed, come back out and put your business hat on. Because I was emotional. I wasn't dealing with something right. And she asked me to put a hat on. But you know what? The reason many people do business with me is because I do care and I am emotional. So you can bring something to everywhere you go. It's just how much of it you bring. And what's important is to know, once you know who you are, you bring it everywhere you go. That is the power you have. That is your competitive advantage. And you know what? If you're just building numbers of people because you've made all the money in the world and you just want to connect with people, good. At least know it. Grow your number of people. If what you want to do is make a lot of sales, if you're in business, you better be figuring that out, because if you're losing money, you're not going to be in business long. So knowing who you are helps with that. How knowing who you are? Being authentic. Everybody's talking about authenticity. Yesterday, Haley invited somebody that's going to be speaking at her summit on authenticity. Authenticity is knowing who you are and bringing it with you wherever you go, in the magnitude, the frequency, in the way that the person receiving you can digest it. So when you wear your mask and your costumes, you still have who you are. So if anybody has any questions, put them in the chat. I'll answer them later. But here's an action step I want to leave you with. Take time and look at your past. We build a resume. We build a business plan. This is time to take your resume, if you were looking for a job, and add all the things about you from your past. Where were you born? Figure out, take time to look at yourself and find out how wonderful you are. This is a good start. I'll put my coordinates in the chat so you can reach out. We do courses on Live Your Life by Design. I'll put those coordinates there. But really, it's about getting to know yourself and being focused on what you want. Thank you very, very much, Katherine Kim Mullin. And you're never alone, especially in this community. Thank you, Haley.
Thank you so much. This is so helpful. It's been really interesting today talking about our topics. And it's always interesting to me because I know that people think that I spend a lot of time scheduling the speakers in terms of like planning out who's going to go in which order. And you'll be shocked to hear that I don't actually do that. I have dates and times where we speak, and these are our WEN Talk events, and we get people scheduled. So if you're interested in learning more, let me know. But what I do is I literally book people in the order in which we have the conversations. And it's really funny to me how if something is ever so slightly out of order, right, then what ends up happening is that, or, somebody say can't make their talk that day, somebody else will magically fill in, and the entire WEN Talk experience flows from one speaker to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's almost as if it happens by magic. Oh, maybe, wait a minute, maybe it is.
Well, Haley, I have to tell you, one of the lines every time I'm somewhere, I always say, well, the universe is unfolding exactly as it should. So, and I know you get that, so I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, it is so much fun to see how these events unfold. So thank you so much for being a speaker today. I really appreciate you being here. And everybody, let's give Katherine Kim Mullin a round of applause and tell her thank you for being here today. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. It's coming.
It's coming tomorrow. Yep. I will be celebrating with my youngest home for spring break. So cannot wait to see him.
Oh, love it. Take care. Have fun. God bless.
Thank you. See you soon.